Hello everybody, this is Arctica the Fox, and happy Halloween! Today I'm going to celebrate Halloween with a little speed paint and a horror story. This horror story was told to me when I was a kid during one night on Halloween, and I thought it would only be fitting if I shared it with you all. This is translated from Chinese to English, so some elements may have been lost in translation, but I will do my best to convey the story, just as my relatives have. Without further ado, the story of the Morgue. The morgue in hospitals have always been a creepy place to be. It's full of dead bodies of patients who have passed away, unfortunately, from procedures or from their own causes, and are still waiting to be discharged or visited by their relatives and to be carried out into the graveyards. It is always a very uneventful place, so they didn't really need night guards to guard the area. However, upon returning the next day, nurses soon reported seeing patients mysteriously start to disappear left and right. A night watch was soon hired to surveillance the area to see if people were dragging them out during the night or if they came back to life mysteriously and walked themselves out. Later that night, the night watch came on duty. He was positioned at the camera surveillance station to watch the morgue. He found the morgue surprisingly boring and soon started to doze off. When he caught himself, he looked up at the camera again and a chill went down his spine. One of the patients had disappeared. His eyes shot open as he ran down to the morgue. Upon his arrival, he threw the doors open. The morgue was dimly lit with a cold blue light. The room was a bit cold and dry and smelled a bit like rot. The patient that he had saw go missing had now returned. The night watch immediately ran down the hallway to let the overnight doctor know about it. The overnight doctor looked a bit old and disheveled. He had gray hair, a frail body, and pale-looking complexion under the lights. Doctor, another patient has gone missing." "Another? This is going too far. Why are they disappearing?" "Well, when I saw the surveillance camera, they were all there, but then I turned my head to look again. One of the patients went missing, so I went down to investigate, but he was back in the morgue, like he had never left." "It's probably nothing. Just your tired eyes seeing things." "No, doctor, I know what I saw. Come to the camera surveillance room with me." They went back to the camera surveillance room.
"I don't see anything happening."
"Well, I know that as soon as we look away from the screen, the patient will be missing."
"Then just don't look away at the screen."
"Okay." Then the doctor walked away. Later, the night watch started to fall asleep again, but quickly caught himself before he could look away. He was getting nervous and tried to glance at the clock to check the time. However, as soon as he realized his grave mistake, when he turned his head, the patient had disappeared again. He sprinted out of the room and back to the doctor. "Doctor, please, I need your help. The patient has disappeared again."
"Well, I'll be happened again. Let's go investigate then."
They both walked into the room, and surely enough, the patient was back on the bed again. "I swear I saw him disappear."
"I believe you, but how could it be?"
The night watch looked at the bodies in the room.
"Check the temperature of their bodies. If they are cold, they are dead. If they are warm, then they could be alive."
The night watch proceeded to nervously check their temperatures. He tentatively shuffled around the tile floor and picked up each patient's arm to feel their temperature, feeling the anxiety slowly start to rise in him. By the end, he was in a cold sweat, but relieved that none of the patients felt warm. They were all cold and dead as could be.
"They were all cold, none of them were warm." "Interesting. Did you pay attention to their complexion? If they looked very pale, then they might have to be dead too."
The night watch gulped. "Will do, sir." He turned on the lights in the morgue to check the complexion of the patients, and they were all pretty pale looking. Then he noticed a faint but growing red stain on the blanket of one of the patients. His heart dropped into his stomach, his head got dizzy, his knees felt like jelly. He slowly inched forward and carefully lifted the covers from the patient to reveal a big gash in the chest of this patient that seemed to have been torn open in desperation by someone's bare hands. The guts seemed to have bite marks in them as if they were being eaten.
The night watch was horrified and screamed in horror, gasping for breath. "Oh, no, no, no! The patient's chest has been torn up! Oh, no, I do not! Please, just get me out of here! Please, doctor, I'm begging you!" "Shh, it's okay. We almost got this figured it out. Quick, check their mouths. If any of them are bloodstained and have green teeth, then they are the ones who are eating the patient." The night watch was confused. Green teeth? Why? But he didn't ask many questions, seeing as he was desperate to find out what was really going on. The night watch looked in each person's mouth, his hands trembling and struggling to hold their mouths open to check their teeth. Each patient he went through, he felt more and more on edge. However, none of them had green teeth or blood-stained mouths. "You know what? Just fire me. I don't care how high they pay me. I do not want to be here. I don't want to deal with this." The night watch felt the doctor's old, cold, bony hand on his shoulder. "Hey, you almost have it figured out. Don't worry. There's one last thing you haven't checked." The night watch looked up at the doctor. "What is it?"
My teeth!